Welcome to Small Town Pulse with Steve and Melissa, where the stories are good, the coffee's strong, and the charm is home brewed.
We bring you the heart of small town living,
One story,
one sip,
and one beat at a time. Today on Small Town Pulse with Steve and Melissa, we have Brian Brashear, our local State Farm agent and head of the Christmas Home Tour Committee. Welcome, Brian. How you doing?
I'm great, guys. Thanks for having me on. I hope you guys are doing wonderful.
and vice president of the Taylorsville Main Street board.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot that.
That's okay.
Okay, but at least
He does a lot of work on that end. He deserves to
I
be
know he does.
recognized.
I've been to a lot of those meetings and I've seen the work that's done. And
Yes.
It's great work.
It's a group effort for sure. So, but thank you.
No problem. Well, first, tell us about yourself. And I know you've been a State Farm agent for a little while. You've been our State Farm agent.
You're my insurance agent as well. So,
Thank you.
and you've been, you're the State Farm agent here in Spencer County.
Correct. Yes.
So what are your ties to Spencer County?
My ties started out. I'm actually a 2005 Bullitt East High School grad, so it started out as rivalry. But I had been a resident of Bullitt County, Mount Washington for my entire life since 1989. Moved to Mount Washington from Louisville when I was 2, so I'm an 80s baby. So I'm 38 years young, and we just went through the Louisville County school systems, and as a result, kind of going through my career path, I became an educator at Bullitt East High School. Taught there from 2010 to 2015. Taught grades 9 through 12. Reading and writing, with a focus on writing, was my major, and I really loved it. But it just wasn't giving me the fulfillment that I needed to, hey, the harder I work, the more that I'm going to be rewarded for. Accolades are wonderful, but time is money. So I wanted to do something that was a little bit more financially focused. So I left teaching. Unfortunately, I had to give my 2 weeks to Dr. Willie Foster, who was my principal at the time, and went through a insurance course for life insurance. And I did a lot of Midwest, from anywhere from East St. Louis to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and anywhere in between. And I helped out the senior market understand their life policies and help them out and really put them in a good place. But I traveled for too long, and I wanted to do something that was close to home. I wanted to be active and involved in my community because that's who I am. I'm a small town boy. So I just wanted to make sure that I was able to get back. And when I started working for State Farm, or the insurance industry, something that was solid, I wanted to only be a State Farm rep. They have a great household name and reputation. And I originally wanted to look into a Mount Washington agency, but there was nothing available. And so there was not a presence, for 20 to 25 years in Spencer County. And I thought, well, this is wonderful. This is right next to where I grew up. I love the rural atmosphere. And just driving through Main Street and, kind of give you a peek at my cards as to why I'm on Main Street, I thought this is the quintessential Americana town. You've got the flags on the street, you got the light poles, you just have the 2-lane going down Main Street, and all the buildings that reflect the history and tell the story of the town. I thought this is exactly where I want to be. And so I applied for the position through State Farm. I interviewed a lot of different candidates, and they selected me, and I was flattered. And so I opened up here, and I wanted to do something that was just solely community-based. So if you don't see me around town, that's probably rare. I always try to stay involved, get involved, do something. I probably burn the candle at both ends and in the middle. But pulling my wife in has really helped us kind of connect together a little bit more as to what this career and philanthropy is doing. So it's a long-winded answer, so you got to be careful with me today.
It's okay.
No, that's perfect.
You don't want my words today. It kind of seems like. But yeah, I've been involved with a lot that you've done. I know you help the schools out when it's time for back to school.
I was going to say, I feel like you sponsor a lot of things around town. I don't know if people really realize that's, your business doing that, directly sponsoring a lot of the things for the school system, for a lot of the different charity things. You do the chamber. You are doing a lot.
I try to. I don't want to be an agent that just sits there and collect premium. I tell a lot of customers that. I want to give back some way. I want to be active, whether it's reviewing their policies with them or it's giving back to, for example, hey, I have a kid that's on the Sabertooth wrestling team, and heck yeah, I want to give forth and help out. Whatever the funds that these families and these kids can do to encourage extracurricular activities, whether it's it's discipline and it's teamwork and everything like that. So that's a no-brainer for me. I love to do it, and uh, I'm able to employ folks here in the county. Of course, they're paying taxes in the county, but they don't see that in the organizations with the sports teams or the other groups. So
Right.
I'm really proud to do that. When it comes to sponsorships, it's typically fairly easy for me to sponsor some type of organization or club, of course. Now, granted, small business owners are inundated with these requests all
Yes.
the time. I feel like the brunt of sponsorships fall on the business owner's back. So, granted, I'm always trying to make sure that my marketing budget goes out to help out, and there's some set aside each month to assist with that. There's some things from the chamber that I'll sponsor. I'm a chamber member as well. There's some items, for example, the Foodie Fest. I was reached out to about the Foodie Fest to sponsor and said, "Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Yeah, let's things that I believe in. Of course, those are things that I'm going to put my money behind."
And you mentioned the Sabretooth Wrestling Club earlier.
Absolutely.
You're a sponsor of that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and come to find out, I didn't realize that I had so many customers, children on the teams.
Oh.
And I've never been involved with wrestling before, but last year I was able to see some matches here at Spencer County High School, and I just thought it was so cool just to see the parents and coach the children. I just thought it was very, very neat. But I've sponsored the Spencer County Bears baseball. I was a baseball player growing up, and I love the teamwork and then the strategy that goes behind playing smart baseball. And then, of course, developing the fundamentals and the mechanics. And it takes money, that takes equipment. And, I think Spencer County actually beat Bullitt East this year at the game that I saw. So go Bears. Sorry, guys, down there at in the western side. But it was great to see that happen, because I've considered myself more of a Taylorsville and Spencer County resident, because the welcoming arms that is present here is I feel so much more of a community member and resident here than I ever do in Mount Washington. Mount Washington's grown by leaps and bounds, and it's not the town that I grew up in, unfortunately. So
It doesn't have the community aspect that we have here. It really doesn't, even though it's really not that much bigger than we are. But it just doesn't. Like when you walk down the street, nobody
it's
stops
not-
and says hi to you.
No, it's more like,
Yeah.
oh, they're there, let me run the other way.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
might be guilty of that one. I'm like, we're not watching them.
I absolutely love this community. So, but sometimes it'll come down like, hey, I'm tight on marketing funds, and I can't extend this. But then occasionally, if it comes down to it, I have to make sure that my return on investment's good as well. And a lot of times, if people come to me and say, hey, we've never met, but we'd like a donation for this, or we need like a sponsorship for this, I'd be like, okay, well, if you just allow me to quote your business just to show you what I can do, I feel like that's a fair trade. There's no buying incorporated or anything. Just I want to show you what I can do, and that'd be my only requirement for some situations,
Which is fair.
circumstances,
Yeah.
which I think it would be, yes. But anyhow, I'm very open. I spoke at the chamber with Dr. Foster, and I pretty much said, hey, if you ask me for a sponsorship, I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure that I can make that happen.
Yeah.
Keeping this community active and alive and connected is very important to me.
Yeah.
I've noticed bringing your wife on to help you with your marketing has been great, because
Yes.
Even in a lot of funny posts.
yeah,
lately.
last one I've seen was the Halloween costume with
Oh, that was
the
hilarious.
minions
Yes.
and
Oh,
and
goodness. Yes.
But I noticed she's like my wife. She'll get you into it and then hide behind the scenes, so she's not. So it's kind of great though that she's done things like that. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, Heather, we've been married for 6 years. We're coming up on 7 in May. And she wanted to help me out because she saw how much I had on my shoulders, how much I'd bring home. And so she's like, if I can take a little bit off of your plate and help out, and she's like, what can I do? And I said, well, this is wonderful. You can go out and do all the fun things that I don't get to do in the office. You can party plan, and you can coordinate events, and you can get to, assist me with some things with Main Street, because, that's a volunteer position. And I think, and now I know, having her involved in that has intensified our marriage in terms of connecting, and always such a wonderful thing to do is whenever you can bring your spouse on and you can get involved with that. And so, when we debrief at the end of the day, hey, so-and-so said this, it was a great time we had at this event we had last weekend. Oh yeah, that was wonderful. Just a generic example, but I love that type of connection that this opportunity gives me and my wife together. And she works 1 day a week, gives her a break during her physical therapy assistant duties in court in Fern Creek, and so she's able to she's come in and play and bring the other dog, and it's a ruckus whenever she comes in, but it's a lot of fun. The team loves her, and part of the costumes. Yes, so she really tells us what to do, and I say, yes, ma'am, let's go. But,
It's hard to tell the wife no when she comes in as the marketing person, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the
Meanwhile,
compliment.
when I go into all my clients and they see me coming, they're just like,
Oh, yeah.
I hope she doesn't see me. She's about to ask me to do something stupid, dance on camera. Yes, I am.
Yep.
She's the one behind the camera, that's for sure.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a great thing when you can work with family and bring that together. And
Yeah.
it gets hard sometimes because I know for a fact half the times I don't even see my wife because of my job and stuff and all the other stuff that we do.
Just life,
Well, you
the
do
rat
too
race.
much.
I know, but
You're like Brian. You're burning it at every end possible.
yeah, but it's fun what we do. So, all right. Well, now let's talk about the Christmas home tour.
Yes.
I know you've had a couple of houses that you've gotten so far for this year. I know there was one house in particular you were trying to get. Have you gotten in touch with that person?
I have, but respectfully declined.
Okay.
Perfectly okay. It takes a lot to open up your home to the public.
To strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And thank God for Beverly Ingram to kind of give me the framework to kind of work off of, and the confidence to ask people, hey, can we open up your house to strangers, decorate for them, maybe play them some music, maybe I'll give them some treats or something like that to really entertain the guests as they come in and view the decorations. But I do have several homes. We're trying to stay around 5 homes or so because the event's December 6th from 3 to 8. That's December 6th from 3 to 8 p.m. $20 is the ticket cost. Anything that we try to do with Main Street helps the beautification and preservation of Main Street. So any
100%.
yes, any of those funds are going directly to Main Street's endeavors and philanthropy. But several homes, I typically look for a historic home. I'm a history fanatic. I just absolutely love the stories that some of these walls can tell, and being able to have people share their homes and share the history, and then also what I think was a hidden perk is the intimacy that some of these old decorations have, that some of these families, like, hey, these are some decorations that my mother had when I was a child, and we're going to showcase these for family. And I thought that was very special. So bringing those to the community, sharing the homes, sharing the stories, and just fellowship is really what the goal of this would be.
So another layer of history, really, in the decorations. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah.
How cool!
Yeah, yes.
And maybe just hearing that family's traditions of what they do for the holidays, whatever When
Well-
you're in somebody's home and you're just talking, you never know what the conversation's going
Right.
to be.
And socials can really cause a little bit of a distance, but hopefully socials with this event will bring us together
Right.
so we can have that face-to-face. It's a true experience. So I'm doing my best to find these nice homes. I have a meeting with a fellow today that hopefully will be able to view a home that was built in the 1800s, and we'll be able to showcase that to the public. But again, it takes a lot of generosity from these families to allow us to enter their home. And the tickets, of course, the $20, a commemorative ornament comes with that, just as a little bit of token of our appreciation for our community, but also the folks that are opening the home. Thank you very much for doing that. So it's a
Which
brief
is a new
overview.
touch this year.
Yes, it is. I wanted something tangible. We in years past, Dave Young from the Teacup has made fruit cakes. But if you like fruit cakes, they're gone in a minute. If you don't like fruit cakes, they're gone even faster.
They're on the re-gift list for anybody.
But I wanted something that would stay there for years to come. Like, oh, wow, look at this as we open up the ornament box in the next year, 26, 27, 28. We participated. This was a good time. We ought to do that again. Hopefully it's a yearly thing, but you never know. So something that would just kind of trigger those memories. That's my main thing is when you make a memory, you make a lifetime of thinking. So.
Well, I know too, from a history standpoint, every time we've shown some of the older homes, when we've had the privilege of going in any of the historic things, whether it's on Main Street or outside of Main Street, the town is so interested and always says, I wish I could tour that.
Absolutely.
And these people that own these homes, they don't invite just anybody into their home. They're usually it usually has something, some event around it or something.
Right.
So this is one of those rare opportunities to maybe get in there and see
Exactly.
something you're not going to have a normal opportunity to see. So
Right.
it's gonna be
FOMO is
very
going to
cool.
be real with this event.
It's going to be real.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I know when I was a kid, even since I moved here to Kentucky, Christmas time we always went to look for the lights. What house was decorated the best? And there was a place in Brooklyn that I used to go to, and that it was a house competition across the street from each other. I mean, they spent thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars to decorate for Christmas, and they set up a Santa outside for donations to different places. But that was the thing. There was traffic galore driving down those streets. But yeah, that's one of those things with Christmas that it takes that for people to come out and see. So so that is great. I know one of the places that we had spoken to was the Stidger House, and I don't know if they ever came across it because they said that we could do something small since we don't have the house up yet.
Right, right.
So hopefully, Terry, if you're listening,
Wreath on the chimney, that's what I'm looking for.
right. But it's kind of cool,
Right.
with the way we
We
do
could at least
things.
put one on a stand outside of the chimney if they wouldn't let us put one on there.
Right.
Definitely would like to highlight all the hard work that the group, the Stidger Foundation, has done.
Yeah. And by Christmas home tour, they're going to have that flooring.
Yeah.
They're making progress. They're digging footers,
I'd
and
love to see that.
Brian Shelburne has been out there this week moving
Yeah.
some dirt. So
Yeah, because the week he was supposed to, it
exciting.
was raining, so yeah, it made it a little bit harder. But
Yeah.
yeah, I saw the pictures, the updated pictures that they had up there. Now, if somebody wants to add their house on the Christmas home tour, who do they contact?
Is there still
How do they
time?
do it?
Yes. Definitely one would like to add that in. We're coming up on that crunch time where we need to start printing flyers and getting those tickets out and, getting that together. I would say in the next week or two, if we can get those late edition add-ons, that would be awesome if we could. But you would contact me directly. You can call or text my cell phone if I can give that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
502-930-0531. Or you can email me at brian@securewithbrashear.com. That's Brashear's BRASHEAR.com. Different from the governor. We spell it a little differently. But those two ways are the best way to contact me and express interest. And we're also looking for folks that do it up real big outside for exterior only lights or, inflatables or anything like that. We want something that's kind of like a home tour light trail. That would be my vision. We'll see as close as we can get to that.
So shooting for 5 that they can actually go in and tour, and then as many as we can have on the light show.
Yes.
On just the drive-by tour.
Correct, yes. And so we have that from 3 to 8. The lights, of course, it gets getting dark around 5:30, so there's plenty of time to view those lights especially.
Yeah.
So,
Love it. I'm excited
And-
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's. I hope I can make it this year. I don't know if I'm working, but if not,
You're always
I
working.
put a GoPro on.
cool, cool.
I'll try to at least shoot you a video.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where do they get the tickets for the home tour?
We're working on an online purchase, and then, of course, you can
By the time this podcast airs, that should be set up.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. And then also tangible tickets at the Red Scooter, as always. It's a tradition with the Main Street.
Yeah.
Yes. Our unofficial headquarters for Main Street.
Yes, true, very true.
That and the teacup.
Yeah,
They were
yeah, we bounced-
mostly Red Scooter.
Yeah,
the
but
teacup. Will,
Between the two of them.
yeah. Yeah. So that's awesome. That's right around the corner. I mean, this year's just
Yeah.
flying by.
Yeah. So it's always the first Saturday of December, right?
Yeah.
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm,
So
yes.
somebody can't make it this year, which why would they not be able to make it this year? But just for some reason, if they couldn't, it's always the first Saturday.
Yes.
So put it on the calendar for next year if you already have plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can preemptively do that.
And you're going to head it up next year again, right?
As long as they'll have it. I have no problem at all. I've got my feet wet this year and gaining experience as we go, of course. So,
Beverly, I got him on record for you. There you go.
yes.
That's one thing
It's
off our
recorded. You
plate.
can't back out
We'll
now.
vote on that in January. So.
How long have you been a member of Main Street? On top of that.
I think since the second I stepped foot in the teacup and talked to Dave Young, he said, "Oh, you're."
Isn't that how it always happens?
It always is. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dave's got a nice way with convincing, but his passion is there too. And, it's great because Dave's always working I feel like 24/7 with Main Street. Always talking to folks, always networking, always connecting, and there's always some kind of news that he can present to us in terms of like new things that are happening. But I walked into the Teacup, I think, just to introduce myself. Maybe the first or second week I was open, and I don't even think he remembered what my business was or who I was affiliated with. And he said, "Well, why do you want to be over there at the shopping center? Why don't you want to be over here on Main Street? By the way, why don't you volunteer for Main Street? It's a great organization." I said, "Okay." So I attended a meeting, and I very rarely miss, only due to sickness most likely, but I haven't missed one since. Asterisk. So that's how I got involved in Main Street, and seeing the progress we've made over the years, and especially with new leadership this year, we're really moving strong in a new direction. And it just gives you more invigorating, I guess, more of a passion, I guess, when you see things getting completed and accomplished.
Yeah. When you feel like there's some momentum.
Right. And when the community feels the momentum as well, that's when our events get bigger and better. And we're doing a much better job of that, of course, getting that information out there, letting people see what we've been able to accomplish. And that's been great. So.
Yeah.
I know one thing for sure is you are very helpful when it comes down to policies, because there's times where we've discussed the policies that I've had with other agencies, and you looked it over for me and told me, well, I can't match it or I can't beat it, but this is what you need to talk to them about and see what you have. So you've been very helpful on that part also. So just to have people do that, I mean, I know I was a customer of yours when we had Pirate Illusions, but even before that, you were able to talk to me and say, "Hey, you're not a customer, but I'll look it over. I'll see what I can do to help you." And you need that sometimes, because some of these other people are like, "Oh, I'm not going to get that business," and just look the other way. So I want to commend you on that.
Well, thank you. I want to make sure that anybody that walks in my office feels like they feel like they're at home. I would expect my parents to be treated the exact same way I treat my customer base. I would want that type of interaction and to be helpful, because I might not earn your business this year, next year, the year after, but there will be a time when you come back to me, and there will be a time when there might be some gaps in coverage that you realized after maybe talking with me about your current policies. There might be times where the rate's not great this year. Things happen. But I do my absolute best to give you my professional opinion and recommendations. And what you do with that is up to you guys. But, that's what I would want something to happen for me as well. Because my customers keep me on retainer to review their policy, make sure they understand and know what they have before they need to use it.
And have the coverages that they need.
Right. The worst thing that can happen is if I never speak with a customer. And there are some customers who prefer that. That's their MO. And then, of course, if a claim happens or something, and they're like, "I didn't understand that." Well, we've never had this interaction, and I try my absolute hardest to prevent that from happening. That's why I want to make sure that we go over policy reviews semi-annually or annually. I want to make sure that when we talk about new coverages, or if you first come on as a customer, "Hey, is this what you want? Here's a claim scenario. This is what we need to look at." And that's extremely important, because you're only paying for insurance because your expectations need to come as a result of your purchase agreement. So that's my main goal, and I have what I would consider to be a very strong reputation. And I want to maintain that. So that image is very important to me as being somebody that's reputable and reliable. We've got 5 stars, 140 reviews on my Google listing. I'm extremely proud of that. You just go there and check those out and see what customers are saying about us.
And you have a great team too. The people that you have in your office.
How many people do you employ now?
I have 2 full-time sales, or new customer acquisition employees. And I'm actively searching for a new front of house customer service representative. And I have 2 remote workers. One takes care of like billing and late payments, collection of documents that are needed, things like that she's very, very efficient at. She is a remote worker out of Johnson City, Tennessee. She works for 5 other State Farm agents as well. And then, oddly enough, Jessica, our new sales addition, she's from Johnson City, Tennessee, but's lived here for 6 years. So I thought that was funny. Nick's been with me since 2023. He's an absolute phenomenal rock star. He just turned 21 in August, and he's a professional well beyond his years. And of course, Heather is in my office Wednesday for marketing. And then there is another young lady that helps me with setting appointments for customers, because it is doing all the things, wearing all the hats, being an entrepreneur. You've got so many different things that you have to do to run that business. So outsourcing some things really help take some weight off my shoulders. So Miriam helps me set appointments for customers to get them either on the phone or in office. That way we can review policies before things need to happen. So there's a lot of different things I have out in play. So that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And you even had your dad working for you for a little while before he retired again.
I think it was his fourth retirement. He decided, I'm going to work for Brian. I'm going to help him answer phones. And he worked for me for about 6 months. And it was absolutely great having him there with me. Not a lot of people can say they worked with their father or their grandfather or something. And I thought that was really special. That's something that nobody else can experience, but him and I. And, that's been really neat. And so he is on his, I think, 5th or 6th. He's at Costco on Bardstown Road. So if you guys happen to need a sample, he hands out samples. And he absolutely loves socializing with folks, seeing people that he recognizes. So that's why he was great on answering my phones. He would actually talk folks' ear off, which is fun, which is okay. But I'm like, Dad, we got more phones to answer.
The phone's ringing.
Yeah, so that's that was a fun experience. Thanks for bringing that up.
No problem. I miss it. Yeah, I miss him. He was great. I'd go in and talk to him all the time. And then he even went for his license before he retired.
Oh my gosh.
He did.
He just wasn't going to do it.
Yeah,
He just wasn't going to retire.
I loosely bet him $1,000 if to get his licenses. He said, "I'm going to get my license, Brian." And he's always, bluffing or buffaloing as he calls it. I hope he listens to this. And I said, "I'll bet you $1,000 you don't get that, Dad." And he worked and worked and worked hard and didn't even tell me. He's like, "Brian, I got a doctor's appointment. I have to come in late." Well, now he went to Frankfurt and he's taken his exam. And so he comes in with his property and casualty license and he got it. And then there's 2 other licenses that you have to get. And he got the life and health next. I was like, "My goodness, Dad." And I said, "What are you trying to do?" So I have his license hanging up in my office on my bulletin board.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was funny.
Proud moment.
That was shoot. I guess it was about a year and a half.
Yeah, yeah. It was fun. Go in there. We just shoot the
The breeze.
The breeze. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. The breeze. But yeah, he was a great guy.
Don't make me edit this
I
podcast.
won't make you edit it.
Have to
I
put
do
in
miss
sound
him.
effects and bleeps and the whole deal.
I do miss him. Tell him I say hi when.
Absolutely. He does ask about you as well too.
Yeah.
So.
The one I always look forward to seeing is Layla, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about her. She's not necessarily on payroll. She donates her time. She's
She's your best marketer though. Before your wife came on, she was all your marketing. She did. for
yes.
us.
Yeah.
So we have a marketing representative. It's not child labor. She's 12 in human years. She is well over 100 in dog years. So she is perfect at what she does. She lays in the front mat when the sun comes to the window and she sunbathes. She greets every customer as they come in. She knows the ding of the door.
Yep.
And then when customers come in and meet with any of the team in the conference room, she will sit on the side she wants them to sit. And it's the cutest thing. And then she'll saw logs a few minutes later, and then so I'm in the middle of whether it's a presentation or an explanation, and all of a sudden you'll just hear a bunch of snoring. So, but she is the best employee. The team will agree with you there, and she is a fun addition. But don't know why more people don't bring their dogs to work if they can. If they
Right.
can. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing though. Whenever I was there, she never snored while you were giving your presentation. She was always wide awake.
Oh, that's
She
good.
kept bumping me for pets.
Yeah.
So I was like, yep,
That makes sense. Yep. You know what she's there for.
yeah,
So she's paid in pets.
that's it. That's great.
Well,
Yeah.
so I know you're passionate about one type of insurance in particular. You're passionate about all of them, but give us like your top 3 things that you think people are underinsured on.
I would say let's just start with the most common. Everybody is most commonly what I would consider underinsured with their auto insurance liability. And a lot of folks will take a look at commercials, and they'll say, "Hey, don't pay for more than what you need. But what does that mean? That's ambiguous. There should be an asterisk next to that. What you need is something that's going to protect your assets. Because a lot of people will say, I just want the state minimum. I want to get out, I just want to be what's legal on the road and go on their way. And those, unfortunately, are the customers that I have the most difficulty getting through in terms of understanding how they're protecting their assets, whether it's their income or their savings or retirement, or maybe one of their largest assets, like their home or real estate. And those are the ones that I have a difficult time connecting with, to try to explain to them what their insurance does or what liability means. So that's one of the first things. You want to make sure that your limits of liability match your total net worth. That way that you aren't, for example, having garnished wages or liens placed on your property or anything like that, because limits pay up to those from the insurance company, and then that's it. And so the rest of that's out of your pocket. The second thing that I find people underinsured on would be life insurance. And most people that I do speak with, anytime that I ask them, hey, where's your life insurance outside your employer? And typically the answer is, it's just with my employer, I don't need anything else. Well, let's say you make $50,000 a year. You get 2 times your salary, which is probably the cap most employers will do. You might be able to purchase more on top of that, which is great. But a lot of people rely on that 2 times the salary. How long is $100,000 going to last your family and your kids? There's bills are still.
Is that even going to pay off your house? Yeah.
No, it won't cover the mortgage. Think about the lost income. You would think your biggest asset would be your house, when it is, in reality, your ability to produce income. So if you're not protecting that's a whole different product too. Then you've got yourself into a tight situation. So, how long is that $100,000 going to last? You got bills coming in. You still have all those other items that have to be paid, but there's one less dinner plate at the table. You're not going to be able to propel your family forward the way you want to, because you're not here. And it's mainly a deflection, but it's a hard reality to grasp with your mortality. And the thought of you not being there and your children having to grow up without a mom or dad, or your spouse having to grow up without you. So that's a very, very difficult thing to think about for a lot of people. So that one I would say people are underinsured with. If you're, I'd say around my age, if you don't have $1 million life insurance policy, you need to talk to me about that, or you need to talk to an insurance professional about it. There's a lot of things to look at in terms of lost income, protecting your loans and your debt to pay that stuff off. And of course, there might be extra things that you might want to leave your kids. Do you want to put little Annie through the best wedding she's ever had? Do you want to make sure that little Johnny's got the best post-secondary education or possibly career path that he can possibly manage? There's a lot of different things to think about, and a lot of people just kind of kick the can down the road and don't think about it till their senior years.
Because we think we're going to be here to help them with all that.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. So yeah, we can't wrap our head around it. So
Right.
at the expense of droning on about this, because this is my most passionate, it should be number one, but the most common I do see is auto liability. The second is life insurance. When it comes to the third one, I think it'd probably be short-term disability. People will rely on that through their career. Typically, it's 50% or 60% of their income from what I see. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. So if you're short 40 to 50% of your paycheck, what does that look like? What are you going to do? Do you have 6 months worth of savings? Most people aren't living like, what's that fella? Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right.
What's his first name?
Dave.
Dave Ramsey. Yes. So most people aren't living like Dave Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some 3 things that I would see. And if you talk to another insurance professional, I'm sure we'd have a lot of same concerns, possibly horror stories about some things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that's what I see. That's a great question.
Perfect. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so if someone would want to reach out to you for a quote, should they use that same contact info from before?
Yes, email for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Cell phone typically doesn't get looked at as frequent as my office line. My office line goes to me or any of my team members.
Okay. You want to give us that number?
Yes, it is 502-512-0158. And my email again is brian@securewithbrashear.com.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And no obligation, just let you review their current policies
Mm-hmm.
and make some recommendations.
Yeah,
right?
they're concerned. I've had people say, hey, my agent tells me this, it doesn't sound right, or it's not sitting well. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I'll give you some time. And I do love to set time aside with people to talk about some things. And, the interaction, I think, is what I enjoy the most about my job. I say sometimes I get paid to talk to people, because what I'm doing is I'm sharing my knowledge, sharing my empathy, and I truly love to interact with people on a daily basis. And that's probably why I'm burning my candle at both ends, doing the volunteer work and everything
Right.
like that. But God bless my wife
Yeah.
for allowing me to do that and sharing that joy with me too. You know, that's who I am and where I am.
Awesome. Well, give us those details on the Christmas home tour one more time.
Yes, Christmas home tour is December 6th. It is from 3 to 8 p.m. That is a Saturday, and tickets are available, will be online. Tickets will also be available at the Red Scooter in person. They are $20, and they do come with a commemorative ornament upon purchase for you all to remember that for years to come.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This will be the first year I've gone, so
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully I could be there. If not, you take.
I'll take a
me.
video for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Brian.
Oh, you're welcome,
Thank you
guys.
for sharing your knowledge with us.
I appreciate
and thank
you
you
guys
for
having me
everything you
on.
do for the community.
Oh, my pleasure, guys. Thanks again.
That's all for today's episode of Small Town Pulse. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your day with us.
We'll be back soon with more voices, more stories, and more of the heart that makes small towns shine.
Until then, keep listening
Keep smiling.
and always keep your finger on the pulse.